Hi everyone, welcome back to Brain Dump, a show where I talk about pretty much whatever the fuck I want to talk about. My name is Kai. Just want to preface per usual that I'm not a mental health professional. I'm just a 21-year-old that struggled with mental health pretty much my whole life, and I'm just here to share my personal experiences with these topics. So, I want to talk about something today that I've talked about before. I've talked about death. I made a whole episode about death. And I think there were things I haven't re-listened to that episode since I put it out, so I really don't remember all what I said, but I think that it was naive, that some of my viewpoints were naive, because I hadn't really experienced death firsthand before. And I've known one person before this past month that died, that I knew, but I wasn't close with them, and obviously I was very sad and devastated about that. But knowing someone and being close with someone and them dying is a whole different thing. And I guess to begin with, I didn't think that it was going to affect me as much as it did. So yeah, let me rewind. Someone in my life that I'd like to think was a close friend died recently, and it's been a weird swirl of emotions, because I didn't realize how much this guy made an impact on my life until I no longer saw him every day. And it's you go from seeing someone 5 days a week for 4 months to knowing that you're never going to see them again. And that's such a weird thing to accept, because it was strange, because you think of the stages of grief, and it's not that I don't think it's a thing, but I guess I didn't realize, or I didn't imagine that it would I would go through the stages. Denial. I was in denial that he was dead, and I was no, I'm just gonna see him tomorrow. He's gonna show up at work, and I'll see him. And I was in denial, and I genuinely had to take a minute. I was wow, this is just the stage of grief, denial. It's just so weird seeing it happen in real time in your mind. This guy was just such a good man, and I have a hard time trusting men. I really do. So there are few select men that I really trust in my life, and this guy was one of them. And he was just genuinely a good person. He gave me so much motivation when I was going through the whole interview process for my new position that I have. And he was the first one to give me a huge hug when I got it, first one to congratulate me. He was just such a good guy, and he genuinely cared about me. And after talking to his wife after he passed, apparently he would always talk so highly about me. He was just a joy to be around. He's fucking hilarious. A fucking hilarious man. The things, oh my god. And that's I guess that's not something I was expecting, to be focusing on the hilarious shit that he did, but I think that's just my way of grieving, because if I don't think about all the good times I had with him, I'll just be thinking about the fact that he's dead. And that's not fun, because that's a fact. He is dead. I will never see this man again. And it's weird. It's so weird, because the last time I saw him, it was a Friday, and I said, see you Monday. And he said, see you Monday. And then I didn't see him Monday, and I'll never see him again. It's just so weird. I think weird is the best way of putting it. The feeling that you're never going to see a person again. That's so strange. And he was young. He had so much life ahead of him, and it was cut short. Just like that. So unexpected. It can happen to anyone at any time. And that's terrifying. But I think in my episode about death, I did talk about the fact that I used to be really scared of death, and the thought of death, my own death, really fucking scared me. But I do think that I'm at a point where I don't want to die. That's not what I want to do. but I know that it's inevitable, and I'm not at a point where I'm like overthinking about it every day, because I know it's going to happen at some point, and the only thing I can do is make the most out of my life that I have left. And I'd like to think I'm going to be here for a while. That's the plan. But ever since he died, I've been thinking about this quote that I saw. I don't even know where I saw it, but it's, people who died yesterday had plans for today. And that's so true. Like, first of all, so true. Like, who knows? Maybe he had a plan to go shopping for something, or just spending time with his wife and his family. Like, I have, like, there are things I'm going to do tomorrow. The things I'm going to do this weekend. Me and my mom are going to go on a hike tomorrow. It's going to be great. Mother's Day is on Sunday. I'm going to spend time with my family. And I have those plans. Who's to say that they're not going to happen? Like, I could keel over and die today. And I know it's graphic, and I know I shouldn't be saying stuff like that, especially because someone that I know just died, but it's just, you never know. You never know. And that's why I'm always, like, thinking about, like, how you spend your days is how you spend your life. And I just, lately, I think since his passing, I've kind of been in this funk, which is like, it's gonna happen. You're grieving, you're sad. But I haven't been spending my days the way I want to spend my life. And I hate that I'm doing that. But I'm in this weird funk, and I want to get out of it. And honestly, talking about it right now, it's making me feel so much better. And yeah, you just never know. Gist of the episode, you never know. And I know this was short. There was really only a few things I had to say about it, because it's like, with subjects like these, you're just kind of at a loss for words, and there's not much you can say to make it better. There's just not much to say. And yeah, that's about it. So sorry, this was very short. Of course, you know me, I'm gonna go on a tangent at the end, so maybe it's not gonna be that short. Okay, guys, this is shifting the topic, because this is just, hold up. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Ever since the dog fight, like, I'm just terrified that they're fighting, and they were both, like, out there, and I didn't know where they were. Pablo was just laying down, chilling. Anyway, I gotta tell you guys something. So this is something I've been talking about in therapy a lot, because it's just something, I feel like I've always, not always, but lately in my life, probably like the past 3 years, I've felt like a phony, a fraud, a fake. And like, those are words that come to mind when I think of, like, thinking of myself. And I just think I'm such a phony. Like, moral of the story, I had something that, proved that I wasn't a phony or a fake. And it kind of, stuff like that validate your insecurities. It makes you feel really fucking good. And let me tell you. So I've been doing this open mic thing, right, every week. And it's crazy, because I remember on my 2024 audit, that was one of my goals for this year, like, going to open mic nights and getting out of my comfort zone in that way. And I have been doing that, and I've been having so much fucking fun. And can this focus on me, please? So after this past week's open mic night, the guy who runs the place came up to me, and usually it's just this other guy that I see that, sets everything up, but this was the actual guy that runs the whole place. After I performed, he came up to me and he was like, "We have this undiscovered artist showcase that I think you'd be really good in." I was like, "Oh, cool, like, that's awesome." And so I sat back down and I was like, "Wait, let me ask him more information." Like, and then I went up to him, and this was out of my comfort zone, because usually I would just be like, I don't know, a little nervy, but I went up to him and I was like, "So how do I sign up for this kind of thing?" And he was like, "Oh, it's invite only, so I'm gonna find a spot for you. Let's say July." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then I sat back down, and then he came up to me and my mom, and he was like, "How does June 10th sound for you?" And I'm like, "Cool, awesome." And so I'm gonna perform at an undiscovered artist showcase, and I'm so fucking excited. And it's just, I love performing, but yeah, I'm super fucking hype about it. So other than that, spring semester is over. I ended my classes with all A's. What can I say? What can I say? So, yeah. I have another academic advising appointment on Tuesday of next week for registering for my classes at KSU, which is so exciting because I had an appointment like 3 weeks ago and we just talked about the pathway because my transcript hadn't been sent over yet, but now my transcript went through so I can actually register for classes, which is so exciting. Yeah, so, all right. This is the part of the episode where I show you the things that I spent an unnecessary amount of money on, okay? And then I complain that I'm broke. Okay, so I told you about both of these things, but they were on the way last time I talked to you. So, first of all, I got my Discman. I am so excited about this. I love making mixtapes. I've said this before. So I've been making a lot of cassette mixtapes before, but I actually just got like a CD burner like a week ago, and I've been making so many CD mixtapes. So I'm very excited about that. The second one, it is my most prized possession. Okay, here we go. I got a Sony Handycam, and it is the coolest fucking thing I've ever owned in my life. It's like sick. Hello? Do you see this? If you're just audio listening, you need to come to YouTube because this is fucking awesome. Like, it is so cool. And I love it so much. And I've been taking so many videos of just everything around me. And I love just the physical tape of it. It's just so rad. So rad. So, yeah, that's the current obsession. My Sony Handycam and filming just everything. It's amazing. So, anyway, yeah, that's about it. So, book of the week, I'm reading Never Finished by David Goggins. This was recommended to me by one of my managers at work, and love that guy. Like, he's always recommending such great self-help books. So, songs of the week, Older by Ben Platt, Let It Happen by Tame Impala, Girl Germs by Bratmobile, and Share Your Address by Ben Platt. I've been listening to a lot of Sing to Me Instead, which is an album that Ben Platt put out in like 2019. It was like the epitome of my freshman year of high school. Like, I just remember listening to that shit on loop. Like, that was my jam. My freshman year of high school is just so fucking good. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. Okay. That's it. Alright, remember that you're loved, you're valued, and you're appreciated in this world, and I love you. So, bye.